Hey, good morning and welcome from the Oregon coast. We are touring this house today. This is on El Circulo Drive in Lincoln City, Oregon. Let's go inside, check it out. This is a beachfront home. It's listed at $995 right now. We got a little sailor going into the house. You know, got some nice aesthetic. It's pretty cool. And before we go inside, I wanted to show you kind of the front yard. They've got it fenced off. And this is pretty common at the coast here. We've got a really private front yard, which is kind of neat. And maybe we'll actually go through the back door for once. We always go in the front door. I'm probably breaking some real estate rule, but let's go through the back door because I want to show you the view of the ocean. So we're walking around the side of the house right now. This is the left side of the house if you're looking at the front of it. And it comes back out onto a nice, big, expansive deck. I think the benefit of this, let's see if I can actually get the deck in the photo. There we go. So you've got pretty close to, I would say, $1 million views, but we're at $995. So it's not $1 million view, it's under $1 million view, but I think the view is $1 million, so it is a pretty incredible view. I like the side access because if you had guests over or friends, they'd be able to go down on the beach without having to come into your home right away. So if you just wanted to entertain or have the kids go down on the beach, pretty easy to have them be able to get to the beach, have some nice private access, but not necessarily have to go direct all the way through your house running the herd through. So we came in this door right here. And right now I'm standing up in the kitchen, and this house does have quite a few level changes. So as I move around here, you'll be able to see this kitchen space. I would say this is a 2-butt kitchen. It's not huge, but it also isn't small. It does have a reasonable amount of countertop space. I think most people would consider that amount adequate. We do have a really nice dining room area, nice dining room table. And this is comfortable. Let me see if I can actually get the ocean behind us, refocus that camera. There we go. So you could easily have 6 people, 7 people sitting at that dinner table, 8 people, no problem. You start probably get to 10 or 12, it's gonna get a little bit tight. And this is the front door that I avoided going through. So if you wanted to come in right in the front of the house, the 2 spare bedrooms are at the front of the house. So we'll go into the first one. And these bedrooms, I hate doing this on the looking at me because it always makes the bedroom look smaller. But the bottom bed is a queen size bed, the top bed is a twin, and we still have probably 5 or 6 feet of space between the edge of the queen size bed and the closet. So it's a pretty good sized bedroom. That window on this bedroom looks out into that private front yard space, which is kind of nice. You could definitely get some extra light. But as you'll see, we're going through this, some of the rooms are relatively dark right now. It's because they haven't put in, again, queen size bed. This one is up against the wall. Pretty similar sized bedroom, I'd say, because both queens were up against the wall. But what I was getting at was this house is a little bit older, so we don't necessarily have overhead lighting in the entire home. So if I was going to buy this and upgrade it and want to make this a $1.2 or $1.3 million house, that's probably something that would need to happen. In here, we've got our full standing shower and tub. We've got a toilet, and then we do have the single sink vanity. And this is a Jack and Hall, we'll call it, because it goes to 1 bedroom, and then if you go through it, it actually comes out into that main hallway area. So that would be the main bathroom. If you had guests over, that's what they would be using. In this living room area, we do have a full wood-burning fireplace. These are full-size couches. It is a pretty good-sized living room. I do like it here, but on the entryway, something I didn't want to skip over, there's a cool ladder. It actually goes all the way upstairs to a neat little loft space. So I think if I was a kid and I was living in this house, I'd be doing laps on that pretty much all day whenever we're here. So the primary bedroom is on the main level. However, there are 3 stairs that go up to the area where the bed is. See if I can get those in the shot. So there's 3 of them there. So even though the primary is on the main level, there are still some stairs to get up to the actual bed area. If I was remodeling this house, I'd be talking to a contractor about having all the floors just be 1 level. But this primary bedroom has a really incredible view of the ocean. And I did open one of those windows over there, and you really get a lot of that ocean sound, which is what so many people are looking for at the coast. And hey, if you have an oceanfront home, you definitely want to be able to hear the ocean. So the primary suite, it's just got the 1 vanity. I think that this area could probably be figured out or improved a bit. We have a sauna door here that had actually been converted into a walk-in closet. And then it's got a full standing shower. And I did get into the shower, and even though the entryway is a little bit smaller, when I get in, you can I can have my elbows out, I can scrub my head, wash my, well, I wouldn't say hair, but, and then back here in this cubby, we do have the toilet back here, and it's got a pocket door on it. which is nice. A lot of people in the, let's say in the 80s, 70s, they didn't really put doors in between the toilet area and the rest of the bathroom, which people seem to find quite inconvenient. Now, this is a unique feature on the house. This is the garage access is through the primary bathroom door. So it's a single car garage. Your laundry is also out here. So that is something that you'd want to consider if you were going to purchase this home, is that if you have guests, if you have other people doing laundry, they're either going to have to open the garage door and actually go through the front garage door if you don't want them walking through your primary bedroom, or it's going to be access through the primary. That might be a plus if the person in the primary bedroom is doing all the laundry in the house, but it might be a negative if you have somebody else that you're wanting to do laundry, because they're going to be going through your bedroom. So let's go ahead and head upstairs, and we're going to check out that loft space. In the stairs here, for the year built, they actually do have a pretty big footprint, which is nice. Sometimes the pads are too small to actually fit your whole foot on. And they've got windows here, all these windows. Let's see if I can adjust the camera. Oh, it's not going to let me, but the ocean view from the loft is pretty sweet. And up here, they do have another bed. They've got 2 reclining chairs and a cool little bridge that goes by the ladder. So this is the top of where that ladder was. And then there's actually a bridge that goes across, and then you have kind of a second loft space. So this other loft space, it's got a full-size couch, obviously safety railings for kiddos and stuff if they were playing up here. If I had my 3-year-old here, I probably would need to add a little bit of additional safety features for the loft area, just to ensure that she can play with it, full time without me having to monitor her constantly. So let's head back outside and I'll show you the beach access. So right now we're going through this back door. I think if it were me, I'd probably figure out another way to access the home from the beach, just because right when you're walking in, all that sand is going right in front of the kitchen. So I would probably add a side door on the garage, and that way you can kind of have a mudroom area or a sandroom area since we're at the coast. But what is a unique feature is this house actually has its own dedicated walking path down to the beach. So let's go ahead and head down that, and I'll show you the access. This access is pretty easy to navigate. However, if you have trouble with stairs or trouble with kind of some off camber, why am I whited out? There we go. All right, there we go. So if you have trouble with off camber, I think that you probably have to take a little bit of a longer route to the beach. Let's stop here on the way down, because this little hidden spot in the trees, I would totally be playing there if I was 10 years old again. That would definitely be the primo hiding spot. So right here, you'll see that's the main access directly from the house down to the beach. And that slope is pretty aggressive. I don't necessarily have a problem with it, but I probably wouldn't send my 70-year-old parents down it. But the good news is there's a cool clubhouse next to it. And you can just walk down along the side of this clubhouse, and there's some really nice stairs that are easy to go down to where you can get direct access to the beach. It's not a bigger inconvenience, really. If I was carrying a cooler or a speaker or something like that, a little beach cart, I would definitely come down over here to these stairs. And the height of the stairs is only probably like 3 inches, so easily could be able to drag a cooler down it or one of those bigger wheeled wagons without a problem. So here's that staircase I'm talking about. And of course, in the Oregon coast, we've got our beach warning. Watch out for high sneaker waves and coming tides. If you're playing at the Oregon coast, watch out for those drift logs. Sometimes they'll look like seals or something playing out there. They're really cool. You want to go out and see them, and it's a log. So please stay careful stay safe when you're on the beach at the Oregon coast, because it is so beautiful. However, we do have some pretty aggressive tides here, and just be careful if you're swimming at the Oregon coast. So as we're now down here on the beach, I mean, this beach is completely empty and private. I think that is pretty darn cool. And again, going back to my inner child, these things here, we used to use them as, they make pretty good whips that are fun to play with when you're a kid, and lessons will be learned, because at some point you will nick yourself if you are playing with that for too long. So when we walk down on the beach, you can see the house. Let me try to get it in the background here. So the house is right there. And I mean, within a minute or two, I am easily down at the water's edge. I think that if somebody was at the deck yelling for me to come back home, I can absolutely hear them. One thing I'll note about this beach is if you look down there, it's really flat and level. Right here, there is a little bit of a hump that goes down a little bit steeper into the ocean. So that's where you're gonna get some of these bigger waves. I know it's a little tough to see how big they are on camera right now, but I'd say the ones that are the farthest out that are breaking, that one right there, that's probably an 8-footer. The ones that are closer today, we're probably at 3 or 4 feet. So definitely could do some boogie boarding. You'd have some fun stuff to do on the beach. But I probably wouldn't personally go swimming out there past my waist, just because I am a little bit more concerned about tides, and I do know how fast all that can happen. So I'm gonna walk back up and I'll start the video when I get back up top. All right, we are back up at top at the house. We made it. Not too bad of a hike up. I am not completely out of breath yet, just a little bit out of breath. But we're gonna go around the other side of the home that we didn't before. So if you're looking at the front of the house, this is the right side of the home. This house does have some deferred maintenance, but I think really probably 5 or 6 weekends of projects, it'd be a lot better. So right here, you can see the gate blew down. We've had some pretty crazy wind this year at the coast. And if you're touring at the coast, one thing you should really look at when it comes to neighborhood is how many other cars are in the neighbors' driveways. A lot of these homes, people, it's their second homes. They're not actually here all the time. And this cul-de-sac, super private, super quiet. I think the location is really gonna be one of the biggest selling points for this home, whether it's the neighborhood or it just being oceanfront. I think it certainly has some stuff going for it. I do think that it does need some work and some repair here and there. I don't necessarily see a $60,000 or $80,000 project that has to happen unless you wanted to remodel the whole inside of the house. But overall, it's a pretty good listing. There's just not that much on the Oregon coast. It's oceanfront for under $1 million. So really, if I was buying here, I'd probably look up at 1.1, 1.2, see if there's something that's a little bit more finished that I could purchase. If not, if all those properties start at 1.3 or 1.4, I think this one could be a really good option. So thanks for watching today. I'll see you on the next one.